Today I count my blessings and realize they are plentiful is one of the most healing affirmations because it gently teaches the mind to notice life differently. Every day, the mind is counting something, even when we are not aware of it. We count unfinished tasks, worries about money, mistakes from the past, and the people who failed to love us the way we hoped. We count pressure, stress, tiredness, and all the things that seem wrong, then wonder why we feel emotionally exhausted inside. What we focus on grows stronger in our awareness. Today is not about forcing happiness. Forced positivity does not heal the heart. Today is simply about noticing what you have been counting. Have you been counting fear before taking one peaceful breath? Have you been counting what is missing more than what is supporting you? This does not make you weak or negative. It only means you learned an old habit, and habits can change. Many people were raised to expect disappointment, prepare for struggle, and criticize themselves before anyone else could. But a thought is only a thought, and a thought can be changed. The same is true for the habits of the mind. Complaint is often the mind counting in the wrong direction. Every complaint says, "Here is another thing that is wrong with my life." Yet complaints are not proof that you are bad. Sometimes they simply mean you are tired, overwhelmed, or emotionally carrying too much. Instead of shaming yourself for complaining, listen to what the feeling is trying to reveal. If you feel exhausted, perhaps your body needs rest. If you feel unsupported, perhaps life is teaching you to ask more clearly or stop expecting care from people unable to give it. If pressure feels unbearable, maybe you are being shown the importance of boundaries and self-respect. You do not need to pretend problems are beautiful. You only need to ask what this experience is trying to teach you. Think about work pressure for a moment. Maybe you feel overwhelmed by responsibilities, deadlines, and constant expectations. Perhaps part of you says, "This job is draining me." Maybe that feeling is real. Maybe something truly needs to change. Healing does not begin by denying exhaustion. It begins with honesty. You admit, "I feel tired, angry, stressed, or afraid." Truth opens the first door toward healing. Then gently ask yourself what this pressure may be teaching you. Perhaps you are learning to stop saying yes when your soul needs rest. Maybe you are learning courage, healthier boundaries, or how to honor your health before achievement. Difficult experiences are not always punishments. Sometimes they awaken a stronger and wiser version of you. There are simple ways to transform pain into growth without pretending everything is perfect. First, name the feeling honestly. Say, "I feel overwhelmed or afraid." Second, ask what quality life is helping you develop through this situation. Maybe patience, courage, wisdom, or self-respect. Third, shift the language you use with yourself. Instead of saying, "This pressure is ruining me," try saying, "This situation is teaching me balance and strength." The pain is not denied, but now it carries meaning. This is how gratitude becomes real and mature. We do not only count easy blessings, we also count the lessons hidden inside hard seasons. We count the wisdom gained from disappointment, the strength built through struggle, and the self-love discovered after difficult experiences. Some blessings arrive quietly disguised as challenges. So when your mind starts counting lack again, gently guide it somewhere new. Count one thing supporting you right now. Count one lesson that made you stronger. Count one moment that reminded you to care for yourself more deeply. You do not need 100 blessings at once. One true blessing can completely shift the atmosphere inside your mind. Say softly to yourself today, "I count my blessings and realize they are plentiful. I bless this breath. I bless this body. I bless this new day. I bless the lessons helping me grow. Life supports me and all is well." Healing does not need to be complicated. Sometimes the deepest wisdom is very simple. Love yourself. Notice your thoughts. Choose again when necessary. Most people spend the day counting bills, stress, delays, mistakes, and fears, then wonder why life feels emotionally heavy. But attention shapes experience. Whatever the mind repeatedly counts becomes emotionally important. When you count problems, the mind searches for more problems. When you count blessings, even small ones, the mind slowly begins seeing support, beauty, kindness, and hope again. Suddenly, a quiet moment feels meaningful. A kind message becomes valuable. A peaceful breath becomes sacred. Gratitude changes the direction of awareness. Blessings are not only dramatic successes or perfect moments, they exist in ordinary life too. The water you drink, the bed you sleep in, the body carrying you through every chapter, the lesson learned from pain, and the chance to begin again are all blessings. If you only wait for huge victories before feeling grateful, you miss the quiet generosity life offers every single day. Recognition opens emotional flow. When you appreciate something sincerely, you become more open to receiving goodness. Gratitude softens fear inside the body. The breath deepens. The heart relaxes. The nervous system stops preparing for danger every second. Problems may still exist, but they no longer become the entire story of your life. Ask yourself gently, am I feeding the wound or feeding the blessing? Repeating pain all day feeds emotional suffering, but acknowledging pain while also noticing growth feeds healing. You can honor sadness without becoming trapped inside it forever. Suppose you wake up thinking, I have too much to do. That thought immediately creates tension. Instead, you might gently shift it into, I can take one peaceful step at a time. The responsibility still exists, but now your mind feels supported instead of crushed. Suppose you think I do not have enough strength. Try replacing it with my body as asking for rest and care. The body is not your enemy. It is asking to be listened to with kindness. If the thought appears that no one understands you, do not fight the pain. Hold it gently, then open the door toward hope by saying, I am open to receiving support in healthy ways. New thoughts do not erase pain instantly, but they stop the mind from living inside hopelessness. Make gratitude simple and practical. In the morning before touching your phone, notice three things already supporting you: the breath, the bed, the sunlight, the opportunity to begin again. These first thoughts become seeds planted into the atmosphere of your day. If the morning begins with fear and comparison, the mind grows heavier. If the morning begins with gratitude and trust, the day feels softer and more grounded. In the afternoon, pause for a moment and ask what brought even a little peace today. Maybe it was water, rest, laughter, silence, or one completed task. Small joys matter deeply because they remind the mind that life is not made only of pressure. At night, do not carry worries to sleep like sacred truths. Before bed, count one thing you survived, one lesson you learned, and one loving thought you can offer yourself. Let your final thoughts become gentle instead of fearful. Even difficult days contain blessings. The breath is a blessing. The courage to continue is a blessing. The lesson hidden inside pain is a blessing. Gratitude does not mean pretending life is perfect. It means refusing to ignore the light that still exists. The way you speak to yourself matters greatly. The old mind says, I am behind. The new mind says, I am learning in perfect time. The old mind says, I made a mistake. The new mind says, I can learn and choose again. These shifts slowly transform emotional energy and inner identity. When negative thoughts return, do not panic. Thoughts repeated for years do not disappear overnight. Simply notice them and choose again with patience. Healing happens through steady love, not emotional violence toward yourself. Stand before a mirror someday and look into your own eyes with compassion. Instead of searching for flaws, say today, I count my blessings and realize they are plentiful. Speak softly and let the words reach the parts of you that have been carrying pain for a very long time. You have counted lack long enough. You have counted rejection, fear, mistakes, and unfinished dreams long enough. Today, count differently. Count the strength that carried you through painful seasons. Count the lessons that made you wiser. Count the doors that protected you when they closed. Count the quiet ways life continued supporting you without your awareness. Life has been loving you quietly all along through breath, mornings, lessons, second chances, unexpected guidance, and the simple ability to begin again. Even when life did not unfold exactly as you planned, it continued teaching, shaping, and guiding you. So today, count one blessing, then another. Count the water, the body, the breath, the lesson, the courage, the chance to grow, and the love you are learning to give yourself. What you count expands in your awareness. Place your hand on your heart and say slowly today, I count my blessings. They are plentiful. I am safe. Life supports me. All is well. And as you continue noticing blessings day after day, your mind becomes softer, your heart becomes lighter, and your entire experience of life slowly begins to change.